There was a knock at the door before the sun rose. Not hard, not soft, just enough to be real. She stood in her robe, hand resting on the latch. "You lost?" "No, ma'am." "Are you bleeding?" "No, ma'am." "You a thief?" The girl hesitated. "I don't steal from barns." "That ain't what I asked." The girl looked down. Her fingers were wrapped in cloth, burned through. Red showed beneath. "Your barn saved my mama once." "Your what?" "She said it smelled like cedar and smoke. Said it was the only place she could cry out loud." The woman stared. "That's a hell of a reason to knock before daylight. I don't sleep when it's dark." The woman studied the girl's face. Could have been 15. Could have been 20. "You from town?" "Not anymore." "Are you hungry?" "No." "Are you lying?" "I might be." She opened the door slowly. "You touch anything I don't tell you to, I'll put you back out cold." The girl stepped in without looking around. "That's fair." They stood in the kitchen. The woman poured 2 cups of water. No coffee, no fire yet, just the faint smell of old wood. "You got a name?" "Callie." "You sure?" "That's what she called me." "Who's she?" "My mama." "Where is she?" Callie stared at the cup. "Last time I heard her voice, she was whispering into the barn walls." "Do you talk in riddles, or are you just scared?" "I'm tired." "Tired don't explain scars." The girl didn't blink. "Fire explains most things in my life." The woman didn't sit. "What fire?" "The one that took her, took our trailer. I took the baby too." "Baby?" "My brother. She tried to carry both of us, but only one of us made it to the grass." Silence. "Are you saying you were in a fire?" "I'm saying it found us." "Where?" "Off 12-Mile Ridge." "That's a long way. What are you doing out here?" "She said if anything ever happened, to go to the place with the red barn. Said the woman there knows silence. Said she once saved her." The woman stepped back. "Your mama's name?" Callie looked up. She never used her real one. "What did she look like?" "Like someone who'd smile while hiding a bruise." "That doesn't help me." "She had dark hair, crooked nose, scar by her chin, always touched her ribs when she breathed." The woman's voice dropped. "Did she limp?" "After the sheriff threw her down the porch stairs." "Yeah." The woman sat, slow. "You're talking about Lena." Callie nodded once. "She left here 17 years ago." "She didn't forget." The woman stared hard. "And she sent you to me." "She said you owed her nothing, but would understand." "I gave her a ride in the rain, let her cry in my barn, gave her a coat. She remembered the coat." "Are you saying she's gone?" Callie nodded. "They found her shoes in the ash. Not her bones, not her hands, just the shoes." The woman didn't speak. "I stayed quiet too long," Callie said. "Now I can't stop hearing things." "You hurt?" "Not the way you mean." The woman stood. "You need a doctor." "No." "You need someone to look at those hands." "They're healing." "Who burned you?" Callie met her eyes. "Someone who doesn't believe girls should run." "You run from someone?" "I ran from a man who said he had my mother's voice in his mouth." The woman turned toward the sink. Her back was tight. "This town doesn't save girls like you." "She said you weren't from this town." "I'm not." "You stayed." The woman sighed. "Because leaving doesn't always fix what stays in your gut." Callie stepped closer. "She said you knew what it meant to hold silence for too long." "She talks about me like I was some saint?" "Number she said you were mean. That's why she trusted you." The woman cracked the window. "Let the morning creep in." "How long have you been walking?" "Since the fire." "When was that?" Callie shrugged. "Before the frost." The woman lit the stove. "There's a bed out in the shed. Used to be for dogs. Got heat. Got a lock." "I don't need a lock." "It ain't for you." Callie's mouth twitched. "You think he followed me?" "I think the kind of man you described doesn't stop easily." "I didn't lead him here." "You sure?" "No." The woman stared. "Do you still smell smoke?" "Only when I try to sleep." "You eat meat." "Only if it ain't moving." "Do you sleep deep?" "Never." "You trust me?" Callie looked away. She did. "That doesn't answer the question." Callie's hands trembled. "I'm scared. I'm not your mother." "I know." The woman exhaled. "And you're not mine." "No." "But you're here." "I didn't know where else to go." The woman grabbed the tin of bandages from a drawer. "Let me see." Callie hesitated. "I ain't gonna hurt you." The girl unwrapped one hand. Flesh raw, yellow at the edges, deep in places. Jesus. She said fire makes you honest. She says what makes you heal. Number she never got that far. The woman cleaned the wounds with water and silence. Callie flinched but didn't cry. You scream when it happens? No. Why not? No one was listening. The woman taped the last edge. You'll need a salve. I'll live. Don't get brave now. I'm not brave, just out of things to be scared of. They sat still. The wind rose against the window pane. The woman finally said, You remember what else she said about this place? She said you had a gun behind the stove, and that you knew where the sheriff buried his guilt. The woman smiled, bitter. That sounds like her, Callie whispered. She said if I made it here, I might get one more season. What's that mean? She said this is where she felt like she could breathe, even if it was just once. The woman looked at the girl's hand. Then I guess you'll stay till the frost lifts. Callie blinked. I can help. I don't eat much. I don't talk much either. We'll see about that. You still got the coat? No. She hoped you did. She hoped for a lot. The woman nodded toward the hallway. Sheds through the mudroom. You sleep till your body stops shaking. Callie stood. Thank you. Don't thank me. Why not? It makes it real. Callie paused. Was it you who saved her? No. But she said, I didn't save her. I just didn't stop her from surviving. The girl didn't speak again. She moved down the hallway, her feet soft as dust. The woman stood alone in the kitchen, the smell of fire still faint in the room, though no match had been lit. Outside, the barn waited, red and heavy with old secrets, just like the dawn. You sleep? No. You lie? Not about that. The woman stood in the doorway of the shed. Callie sat on the edge of the cot, arms wrapped around her knees. Are you cold? I'm used to the cold. You always answer sideways? Only when it hurts straight on. The woman stepped in. You know what time it is? No. The sun's not even up. Didn't feel like waiting. Did you eat last night? No. Are you hungry now? No. The woman sighed. Are you always this stubborn? I got it from her. Your mama. Yeah. The woman crossed her arms. You gonna tell me what really happened? Callie looked down at her hands. Parts of it. That ain't enough. That's all I got. The woman sat on a crate. Start where you can. Callie picked at the edge of her bandage. She didn't scream. Not once. Not even when the smoke came under the floor. Where were you? Outside, with the goat. It was blind. I used to lead it around by a string. And the fire started? She lit it, I think. You sure? No. Does she ever talk about hurting herself? She talked about stopping. The woman paused. That's not the same. I know. What about your brother? He was already gone. Dead. Taken. By who? A man who said he was family. He had papers. Sheriff signs off. No one saw the papers but her. You see his face? No. You see the car? Black, windows like mirrors. The tag was scratched. You think he took her too? No. Why not? She told me if anything happened, don't wait. Run. The woman looked at her. Run where? Here. Why here? She said your barn was the only place that ever held her grief without breaking. The woman looked away. She carved her name in the beam. What beam? Third one from the left, up top. The woman blinked. She said it'd still be there, under the soot. Does she say anything else? Callie nodded. Said if I ever felt like I was turning into her, to come find the place where she stopped. Stopped what? Running. Silence settled. The woman's hand tightened on her knee. Will she ever tell you what happened here? Only pieces. She told you about the men? She said one of them bled on your porch. The woman stood. She shouldn't have sent you. She said you'd say that. I'm not built for saving people. She said you didn't save her. Just give her time. That's different. Callie nodded. She didn't need saving. Just space to breathe. The woman opened the shed door. You want to walk? Now? Before the sun gets mean. Callie followed her. The grass was wet. Fog hung low. The woman spoke first. You remember what she smelled like? Smoke. Coffee grounds. Rope. Rope. She used to twist it around her fingers when she was nervous. The woman pointed toward the barn. Have you ever seen it before? Number, but I dreamed about it. What did it look like in the dream? Red, same color, but louder. They walked in silence toward it. Boards groaned under their steps. You scared? No. You should be. I've been in worse places. Inside, dust danced in the light. Callie pointed. Up there. The woman followed her gaze. Third beam from the left. She climbed the ladder, ran her hand across it. Nothing. Keep going. The woman brushed harder. Ash flaked off. Underneath, a name. Lena. She did that when she was 17. The woman's voice cracked. She said she'd never come back. She said it's the only place that never tried to own her. The woman came down. She used to sing. I know. She sings to you? Number, but sometimes I heard it when she thought I was sleeping. The woman leaned against the post. She was always on fire, even when she was quiet. Callie touched the wall. She said it burned slowly in here. What did? Whatever they did to her. The woman swallowed. There were 3 of them. One was a cousin. One wore a badge. And the third, preacher's son. Callie closed her eyes. She never said names. She wouldn't. You know where they are now? One's dead. One's rich. One's still preaching. She forgives them. No. You? No. Callie opened her eyes. I don't think she ever forgave. Herself. For what? For staying quiet. The woman nodded slowly. That's the part that burns longest. Callie sat on the dirt floor. She said when fire takes your house, it doesn't mean it took your home. What did she mean? She meant she left her home here. The woman looked at her. Do you ever think she meant for you to come back for something? No. Then why are you really here? Callie hesitated. I keep dreaming of her standing in this barn, screaming without sound. The woman closed her eyes. I used to dream that too. They sat in silence, the barn holding them both like a secret not ready to be told. You sure you want to go in again? I didn't finish hearing it last time. Hearing what? What the walls kept. They don't talk. They do when it's quiet. The woman pushed the barn door open. Wood creaked like it remembered pain. You walk slow, Callie said. You touch slower. Walls don't bite. They splinter. Callie stepped inside first. The dust shifted around her boots. She paused. What do you see? Same boards, same stain, same shadow. Nothing new? Number just louder. The woman followed her. You see this one? She pointed to a beam near the center. Cracked like something hit it. Lena hit it with her back. Callie didn't speak. She never said that. She wouldn't. Why not? She was scared it'd make her weak. She wasn't weak. Number. She was just tired. They walked deeper into the barn. Sunlight cut through the slats in hard lines. You smell that? Callie whispered. Smoke? Number rope. The woman froze. Don't say that. She was bound here, wasn't she? Yes. Why didn't you tell me? Because saying it doesn't make it easier. Callie turned. She said the barn held her like it forgave her. She needed to forgive me? She thought she did. The woman rested a hand on the post. This barn ain't clean. It ain't evil either. It's both. Callie sat on a pile of hay. Her hands rested on her lap, bandaged still. She bled here, the woman said. I know. She whispered names into the dirt. I know. She begged someone not to tell. She never told me who. She never had to. Callie stared at the ceiling. Do you remember her voice? Only when I'm mad. That's when she was calmest. The woman looked away. She was calm because she'd already given up. Number, she was waiting. For what? Someone to believe her. I did. Then why didn't you say more? Because I didn't know how to carry her story without drowning in it. Callie stood. She left pieces of herself here. She left too much. Can we find them? Only if we're ready. I was born ready. Number, you were born burned. Callie turned sharply. Don't talk like that. You think I'm lying? Number, I think you're scared. I am. Of what? Of what we'll find if this barn remembers everything. Callie moved to the back corner. She used to hum here. The woman nodded. Same song every time. You remember it? Only the end. Sing it? No. Why? Because it makes it real. Callie touched the wood. She used to press her hands here. I know. Fingernails left marks. She dug in. I want to see them. They're gone. Number, they're still here. Just buried. The woman walked closer. You think pain just sits there waiting to be touched again? I think it never left. They knelt together. Callie brushed the dirt with her sleeve. There. The woman squinted. That's nothing. It's curved. Could be an animal claw. She didn't have claws. She had a fight. She scratched to stay sane. Don't say that. Why not? Because it makes me sick. Callie stood. Then be sick. I've been sick since birth. The woman sighed. She used to say, you'd grow up soft. She was wrong. She hoped she was. Callie looked around. Does she ever bring anyone else here? Once. Who? The sheriff. Callie went still. Why? To show him where it happened. What did he do? Laughed. Did you see it? I heard it. Did she cry? She stared at him, said nothing. Then I walked out and never came back. She didn't tell me that. She didn't want you to hate. I already do. Then don't grow it. It's already planted. The woman reached up to the beam above. This crack wasn't here before. What do you mean? It's wider. Maybe the barn's breathing. Maybe it's breaking. Callie stepped under it. She said when things break, that's when they tell the truth. She said that. Yeah. The woman looked at her. And what truth do you want? Who took her voice? You already know. Then say it. No. Say it. The badge. Callie's mouth tightened. The preacher's son. Not just him. How many? Too many. Why didn't she burn it all down? She wanted you to have a place to return to. I don't want this. She thought you might. I want him gone. He's old now. So? He's dying. Good. That won't bring her back. I don't want her back. The woman looked hard. Then why are you here? Because the barn remembers, and it called me. Why now? Because the last thing she said was, if the walls start whispering, follow them. The woman looked up. You think she's still here? But what she left is. The woman touched the post again. Then let it speak. I think it already is. There was another knock, this time slower, heavier. The woman didn't move. Are you expecting someone? Callie asked. No. You got a gun? Yes. Close? Yes. You want me to hide? No. The woman walked to the door. I opened it without a word. The sheriff stood on the porch, hat low, eyes colder than morning steel. You're up early, he said. You're late, she answered. His gaze shifted past her. I heard there was smoke near the ridge. Someone saw a girl walking toward your place. People see too much. Or not enough. She didn't invite him in. He sniffed. That barn is still standing? Just barely. He leaned on the rail. Funny thing about barns. They hold heat longer than a house. Hold secrets longer, too. You come here to talk about lumber? I came here because a girl showed up at Doc's last week with burns on her legs. Said nothing. Ran off. Same girl? Didn't ask her. You should have. She's not your concern. She's in trouble. She's a child. She's her mother's. Callie stepped into view. You remember my mother. The sheriff didn't flinch. I remember a lot of things I'd rather forget. Callie walked forward. You forget what you did to her. I never touched her. You touched her voice. That's worse. The sheriff looked at the woman. You let her talk like that in front of you? She talks how she wants. You forget what happened the last time someone got brave on this porch. I remember everything. He stepped closer. She says she's Lena's girl. She didn't have to. She ain't listed. She ain't dead either. Town records say otherwise. Town records were written by men like you. Callie crossed her arms. You scared, Sheriff? Of what? That she told me everything. He squinted. She told you lies. She told me how your badge weighed more than your guilt. The woman cut in. You said your part. Now go. I'm not finished. You are. He looked at Callie. You think barns don't rot when you leave the truth inside them too long. Callie stepped forward. You think the truth rots. It doesn't. It waits. You think coming here will fix her bones. I think standing here is enough to make yours rattle. He smirked. Your mama was good at stories. You inherited that. She bled on your floor. No proof of that. Only because your floor got cleaned by the same hands that broke her. The woman spoke low. She named you in her letter. He froze. What letter? The one she left under my dog's blanket, back when she ran. You read it? I burned it. Why? Because it wasn't mine to keep. You still protect her name? Always. The sheriff's hand brushed his coat. You think this girl can raise ghosts? She doesn't have to. They never left. He stared at Callie. If you say one wrong thing in town, you'll find out how much this county remembers. Callie smiled. Are you threatening a child now? He turned to the woman. Are you sure about this? I'm sure she knows more about decency than you ever did. Watch your mouth. I have, for years. You owe this town. Number, this town owes her. He stepped down off the porch. If you dig deep enough, you'll find rot. Callie whispered. Maybe that's where you're standing now. He paused. I looked back. You think that barn'll protect you like it did her? The woman met his eyes. It didn't protect her, but it remembered her. He walked back to his truck. Callie watched him go. He's smaller than I imagined. He wasn't always. You believe he did it? I believe he didn't stop it. Same thing. Worse. Callie looked at her hands. He's gonna come back. I know. With others. I know. What do? We wait. For what? For the barn to finish remembering. Have you ever been inside the records room? No. Ever seen the town ledgers? No. You should. Why? Because your mama's name is in there. Callie looked up from the table. Her fingers are still wrapped in fresh gauze. You looked already. Not yet. Then how do you know? Because that's where they bury what they can't burn. You think she's listed? I think she's been erased. Callie stood. Then we dig. The woman didn't stop her. They walked down the hill toward the post office. Only one light was on inside. Are you sure it's open? No. Are you sure you care? No. They went around back. Metal door, rusted handle. She used to deliver mail here, the woman said. Callie blinked. My mother. She needed the job. They gave it to her when no one else would. She never told me. She didn't tell you a lot. They stepped inside. No one at the counter. No sound but the hum of old lights. Callie pointed. Basement's that way. You sure? She said cold lives where truth sleeps. The woman opened the door. Stairs groaned. Are you nervous? Callie asked. No. Liar. They descended into dim concrete, shelves, boxes, a file cabinet wedged against the back wall. Is this it? Looks like it. The woman pulled the top drawer, jammed. Callie yanked it open. Dust poured out. Ledgers here. Which year? Start with the year she left. 17 years back. They flipped pages. Names in rows, faded ink. There, Callie said, Lena Mayfield. Address scratched out. Next to it, unpaid fines. For what? Trespassing, defamation, property damage. Callie scoffed. She lit a fire under someone. Sheriff's name signed at the bottom. Callie leaned in. Same hand that let him walk. The woman turned another page. Look here. List of incident reports. Dates match your age. Same night I was born. Same night your mother got dragged off a porch. Callie stared. Why's she in red ink? Because they wanted her to stay remembered for the wrong thing. Who else is in red? The woman flipped forward. Eliza Thorne, burned alive. Same year. Janie Clyde, disappeared. All women. All quiet ones. Callie stepped back. They wrote them down like footnotes, because they couldn't stomach giving them a chapter. I want their names. What for? To read out loud. You think that'll change anything? It'll change me. The woman nodded. Then start. Callie took the book. Eliza Thorne, Janie Clyde, Lena Mayfield. She paused. Marla June. The woman's voice cracked. That was my sister. Callie looked at her. They said she fell into a well. She didn't. She had bruises on her wrists. Callie gripped the ledger. They all had marks. They all had stories. And none of them got listened to. Not until now. Callie flipped pages. There's more. Say them. Harriet Dale, Ruth Simmons, Clara Vance. She kept going. The names bled together. Enough? No. She kept reading. The woman watched her. You feel that? In my hands. What is it? Heat. Fire again? Number something older. Like what? Like every name's still screaming. They stood in silence. Callie whispered, "We should copy them. We can't take the ledger. I'll memorize." "You sure?" "I got ash under my nails. Makes memories stick." The woman closed the drawer. "We go now." Callie tucked the list in her mind. This place stinks. Rotting truth always does. They climbed out of the basement. Light stung their eyes. Outside, the wind picked up. Callie didn't speak. The woman finally said, "You've got her voice." "Whose?" "Lena's." "I don't want it." "You already got it." Callie flexed her hands. "What do we do with the names?" "Say them where silence still lingers." "The barn." "No." "Then where?" "The well." "Why the well?" "Because that's where they stopped screaming." Callie nodded. "Then we start again." "Have you ever walked this far before?" "Only in dreams." "Dreams don't count." "They do when they leave bruises." The woman stepped over a fallen fence post. "This land's been empty for 20 years. Feels like it remembers." "Land, I don't remember." "Then why's it still sinking?" They moved through tall grass, yellowed from heat. Callie walked ahead. The woman watched her feet, careful not to twist on a root. "You said it was near the trees." "Past the last sycamore. She said if I smelled ash, I was close." "What kind of ash?" "Charred rope, burned hair, wet wood." The woman paused. "That's too specific." "I know." The well stood half swallowed by earth, rim chipped, stone faded. "That's it?" Callie nodded. "Looks dead." "It ain't." The woman stepped closer. "Smells like rust." "Keep breathing." "I don't smell smoke." Callie crouched. "You don't listen right." "It's a hole in the ground." "It's a throat." The woman frowned. "Say that again." "She said it whispered once. When she was 17, she told you what it said." "Only that it knew her name." The woman leaned in. "I hear the wind." Callie whispered, "I hear her." "Who?" "My mama." "You're tired." "No." "You're hearing grief." "No." The woman looked down. "Are you saying she's down there?" "Not her body. Her voice." The woman looked around. Nothing moved. "Have you ever dropped a stone?" Callie picked one up. Let it fall. No splash. "That's not right." "I know. Should be water this time of year. Or bones." The woman stepped back. "Have you ever seen inside?" "No." "Then how do you know?" "Because I tried to leave once, and it called me back." "What do you mean?" "I made it to the edge of the county. Thought I could disappear, but my hands started burning." "From the fire." "Number, from memory." "You sound like her." "I hope not." "Why?" "She died whispering." "Maybe she didn't." Callie looked at her. "Then where is she?" The woman didn't answer. "You think I'm crazy." "I think you're scared." "Same thing." "No." Callie sat on the stones. "She said if I ever needed to hear her truth, I had to come here." "And what truth's that?" "That nobody helped her, not really." The woman stayed silent. "She said people were kind, but scared." She said, "Scared kindness is just delay." "Does she say anything about me?" "She said you let her cry without asking why." The woman looked down. "I remember that night. Rain heavy. She smelled like cordite. She said she burned her hands before she got here. She never showed me. She never showed anyone." Callie lowered her face toward the well. "Mama!" The wind shifted. "You hear that?" The woman didn't answer. "Mama!" The air went still. The woman crouched beside her. "What are you trying to find?" "A reason." "For what?" "For why she stayed as long as she did." The woman stood. "She stayed because she thought silence could protect you." Callie looked up. "It didn't." "No." "She should have screamed louder." "She did. Into barns. Into wells. Nobody heard her." "You did." Callie's voice cracked. "Too late." The woman rested a hand on the stone. "You think it goes down forever?" "Yes." "You think if we jumped, she'd catch us?" "Number, but maybe we'd understand." Callie stood. "I'm not ready to fall." "You already have." "I want to speak her name here." "Do it." Callie closed her eyes. "Lena Mayfield." The wind picked up. Grass flattened. Again, the woman said, "Lena Mayfield." A faint echo came back. Callie trembled. "Did you hear that?" "I did." "Say it too." "No." "Why not?" "Because I buried her once already." "She didn't stay buried." "No." The woman turned away. We should go. Not yet. What else do you need? To tell her I'm not scared. You are. I'm here, ain't I? That doesn't mean brave. Then what does? Staying after the echo fades. Callie nodded. Then I'll wait. The woman sighed. Don't stay too long. I won't. The woman walked a few steps. You sure she's in there? No, but I feel her in my bones. The woman looked back. That's where she lives now. Callie looked into the well. Then I'll keep listening. The field grew quiet again. The stone around the well is warm to the touch, and neither of them spoke for a long while. You sure this is the place? It's the one she circled. You think he's inside? Number, but his men are. The barn stood wider than theirs. Fresh paint. New lock. Too clean for a place that old. Looks like it doesn't belong here. That's because it doesn't. Callie touched the gate. They burned ours, built this. Who do you think paid for it? The ones who kept quiet. The woman pushed the gate. It creaked. Dust rose. The barn door slid open just enough for them to slip in. Voices inside. You smell that? Callie asked. Whiskey and money. They stepped into the dark. The wood is warm from the sun, and the walls are too smooth. 5 men stood near the far wall, coats off, guns hanging loose. One of them turned. You lost? No. This land's private. Not anymore. The tallest stepped forward. You from the widow's farm. She's not a widow. She lives alone. That makes her worse. Callie stepped in front. I know. What happened here? They all turned. Excuse me. You heard me. You got a name? Don't need one. You got a reason to be here? You built this barn with blood. The men laughed. You hear that? The tall one said. Ghost girl thinks she's got history. Callie's voice cut. Lena Mayfield. They stopped laughing. Does she ever tell you about us? One asked. She told me what you left behind. She told you what she took. She didn't take anything. She took our names. No, Callie said. She saved them. In ash. The tall one stepped forward again. You her daughter. She was my mother. He looked at her hands. She burns you too. Number that came later. You come here for revenge. No. Then why are you in my barn? Callie looked around. This isn't your barn. It's her grave. The men went quiet. She said this place used to have a dirt floor. It smelled like feed and cedar. She's dead. Not her voice. She told you a story and now you think it's true. I don't think anything. I remember. You weren't born. I remember the scream that never came out. One of the others stepped forward. You're shaking. I'm steady enough. You carrying? No. Then you're dumb. Number, I'm just not scared of men who build silence with money. The tall man turned to the woman. You brought her here. Number, she walked ahead. You teach her to spit poison. She grew it herself. She's gonna choke on it. She's already burned through worse. The man stepped close to Callie. What do you want? The truth. It's already been buried. Then I'll dig. With what? My voice. He smiled. That won't do much. It did to her. He looked down. You're just a girl. And you're just a name on a list. List doesn't mean nothing. It does when it's read out loud. The woman pulled a folded piece of paper from her coat. She wrote it down. Every name he snatched it. Read. His hands trembled. Where'd you get this? She scratched it into a wall before she left. Liar. You recognize them. I see a list of liars and whores. She called them sisters. She was sick. She was silenced. You think this barn cares about your memory? No, Callie said. But I do. The man tore the paper, dropped it. Callie didn't flinch. It's in my head. He raised his hand. The woman moved fast, gun from her waistband aimed. Don't. He froze. She'll shoot you, Callie said. You wouldn't. I would. You gonna kill me for tearing paper? Number for what you did in the other barn. His hand stayed raised. That was a long time ago. Pain doesn't tell time. Do you think this changes anything? It already has. How? You're scared. I'm not. Your hand's shaking. It's hot in here. Number, it's guilt. I don't feel guilt. Then why'd you build another barn? Silence. Callie stepped forward. Are you trying to replace it? Erase it? Trying to forget it. Good. Why good? Because forgetting means you remember. He stared at her. She never should have sent you. She didn't. Then why are you here? Because I found the ledger, he swallowed. The names are marked, red ink, sheriff's stamp. Your initials you don't understand. I understand enough. She asked for it. No. She came here. She had nowhere else. She let it happen. She survived it. The woman lowered the gun. You talk like a man who never got caught. I didn't. Callie whispered, You just did. He laughed once. Dry. What now? We tell it. To who? To anyone who listens. No one will believe you. Doesn't matter. Why not? Because it's true. He turned toward the others. Get them out. One man pulled a chain from his belt. Another stepped forward. You really want to do this? The woman asked. They stopped. Callie stood still. You lay a hand on me and this barn burns. Again? Yes. The woman pulled a lighter from her pocket, clicked it once. Are you bluffing? Try me. The tall man backed off. What do you want? Confession. I don't confess to ghosts. No, Callie said. But you bleed like them. The men stood frozen. Dust swirled. Walk out, the woman said. Now. One by one they left. Doors slammed. Callie stood alone in the center. She stood here, didn't she? Yes. Right where I am. Yeah. She was 17. Yes. And no one helped. No one. Callie looked up. Then we help now. The woman stepped beside her. Say it, Callie whispered. Lena Mayfield. The walls didn't echo, but the air felt heavier, like something had shifted loose, like something had been returned. You smell that? Smoke. Number older. What's older than smoke? Memory. Callie crouched by the fire pit behind the barn. The embers were cold. Ash clung to the boards like dust that didn't want to leave. Are you sure they're here? The woman asked. She said if I ever wanted the truth, I had to dig where the fire ended. The woman didn't move. Callie reached into the ashes. Her bandaged fingers trembled. She pulled out something flat. Paper, blackened edges. You see this? The woman nodded. Looks like trash. It's not. Callie wiped it. Clean. Words scrawled in red ink. She wrote these? She didn't say who did it. How many? Callie pulled another. Then another. 7. She spread them out on the ground. Some curled from the heat. Some still smelled like pine sap and blood. Read one. Callie picked the top. Her voice is low. He said if I told anyone, my name would disappear from church and soil. I told him I already felt erased. The woman stared. Whose name's at the bottom? Callie flipped it over. R.S. Rebecca Simmons. You knew her. She used to teach the Bible on Thursdays. Before or after? Before she vanished. Callie read another. They said silence was safer. But silence is where the worst things happen. He came in through the barn door. He knew I wouldn't scream. The woman looked away. Enough. There's more. I said enough. Callie hesitated. You think this is what Mama meant? She meant for you to feel it. Don't carry it. I already carry it. The woman reached down, took a letter. Her eyes scanned the words. Her hands clenched. Who? She turned it. Mayfield. Callie froze. She wrote one too. The woman read aloud. I buried it here so they couldn't burn my truth. If someone finds it, know this. I lived. I screamed. I bled. But I was not his. Callie whispered. She left it for me. Number she left it for herself. Another voice cut in. You shouldn't be touching that. They turned. The sheriff stood at the edge of the clearing. You again. The woman said, You always find the wrong places to dig. You follow us? I follow fire. Callie stood. You recognize the names? I see scribbles. You see your legacy. He stepped closer. These are lies. Callie held one out. This one's signed by your father. He didn't reach for it. My father was a good man. He was on the ledger. You think ink makes you feel guilty? I think silence does. He looked down. You gonna spread these? They already spread. You want to burn the town down? Number just open the windows. You think folks want that? They don't have to want it. They just have to hear it. He shook his head. You're playing with things that break people. Then maybe they were already broken. The woman stepped forward. She's telling the truth. She's a child. She's what the truth looks like after a fire. The sheriff pointed at the letters. That's nothing. That's evidence. It won't hold in court. I'm not asking for it. Then what's the point? To remind you, we never forgot. He stepped on one, ground it into the dirt. Callie didn't flinch. There's 6 more. He looked at her. You want me gone? You've been gone a long time. He looked at the woman. Are you raising her? Number, she's raising herself. She'll burn out. Number, she'll burn through. The sheriff knelt, picked up the Mayfield letter, read it in silence. His lips tightened. She wrote this? Every word. She was 17. She was loud. She should have stayed gone. She did, in pieces. He folded the letter. I can't undo this. You're not supposed to. Then what am I here for? Callie looked at him. To see what your father left behind. And what's that? Rot. He stood. What do you want from me? Your voice. For what? To say her name. He looked down. Say it, Callie whispered. He didn't move. She wrote it in ash. You can't bury that. He stared at the paper. Lena Mayfield. Callie nodded. Again. He swallowed. Lena Mayfield. Callie stepped back. That's enough. He handed her the letter. You keep it. Number, you carry it. He hesitated. I folded it again. Put it in his coat. The woman said, You still wear that badge. He looked at her. Somebody's got to. Then wear it honestly. He turned. I walked away. Callie watched him go. You think he meant it? No. You think he felt it? Yes. Callie looked at the ashes. They're not done. No. We read them all. We read enough. Callie whispered, Then maybe it's time to write one. The woman nodded, then let it burn into someone new. The wind shifted, the ash lifted, and the letters stayed, waiting. You sure they'll come? They're already here. Where? Hiding behind silence. The barn was open, doors swung wide, dust floated like breath holding still. The sun hit the far wall. Someone had dragged benches inside. Others stood, murmurs like wind in brittle leaves. Who called this meeting? No one. Then why are we here? Because truth doesn't wait for invitations. Callie stood in the center, her hands bandaged, her voice is steady. Name? A man asked. Callie Mayfield. Relation to Lena? Daughter. The room went still. Do you have proof? I have scars. That doesn't make it true. It makes memories. The sheriff stepped forward, coat off, badge clipped to his belt. You all know why we're here, he said. No, we don't, a woman replied. You know what she's claiming. I know what we buried, another muttered. She says her mother was harmed in this town. She was, Callie said. No record of that. Ledger says otherwise. That ledger's locked. Not anymore. The woman held it up, open, pages marked red. Names, Callie said. Not numbers, not ghosts. Names, can't trust old ink. Then trust fresh. Blood. Gasps rose. Show us, someone said. Callie unwrapped her left hand, burnt raw, skin pink like it still remembered heat. She carried this for years, Callie said. I was born with it. That's nonsense. Pain doesn't lie. You could have done that yourself. She wouldn't. The woman's voice was low but cut through. Why bring this now? Because no one else would. You want justice. Number, I want the truth. Same thing. No, Callie said. Justice walks slowly. Truth hits fast. Voices rose. She's stirring trouble. She's naming what we let rot. She's not from here. She is now. Callie stepped forward. You remember Eliza Thorne? Murmurs. Janie Clyde, Marla June, Lena Mayfield. Some nodded. They all vanished, or broke, or burned. Coincidence. Number pattern. Who did it? Men with names you still shake hands with. Who? Callie turned, pointed. Governor's son. He stepped back. You got no proof. She left it in the barn wall. We found it. Forgery. Fear. She's lying. Read it, the woman said. She held out the letter. He didn't move. The sheriff took it. Read. She was 17. She screamed. Says he laughed. He didn't just laugh, Callie said. He bragged. He was a kid. He knew what silence cost her. The sheriff looked at the letter. My father signed off on the report. Buried it, Callie said. Burned it. A silence spread. You think this is justice? Someone asked. No, Callie said. It's a memory. We can't arrest ghosts. Then stop pretending they aren't here. Someone stood. An old man. I remember her. Lena. She worked at my wife's store. Came in with her lip busted one night. Said she fell. My wife cleaned her up. You believe her? I didn't then. I do now. Another stood. I saw her running barefoot once. Sheriff's truck not far behind. The sheriff didn't speak. You hit her? Number, but I let someone else. Callie stared. Say it. He hesitated. I looked away. Louder. I looked away. Gasps again. Callie stepped back. That's what silence sounds like. Someone shouted, What now? Another, Burn the barn. No, Callie said, this barn remembers? What do we do with remembering? You name it. You speak it. You let it change you. Is that enough? It's more than what came before. The governor's son pushed forward. You have no right to drag us here. She had no right to bleed alone, Callie snapped. You gonna punish me? Number, but you'll never sleep the same. He scoffed. You're just a girl. I'm her daughter. He went quiet. The sheriff faced the crowd. I can't fix what I let happen, but I won't stop her from naming it. Too late for apologies, someone said. Not too late for truth, another replied. Callie looked at the people. Say her name. They hesitated. Say it, the woman said. Lena Mayfield, someone whispered. Louder. Lena Mayfield. Again. Lena Mayfield. The barn filled with voices, a chorus of shame, of grief, of reckoning. The governor's son backed out. Callie didn't chase him. She stood still, listened to the echoes, to the walls, and for the first time, they sounded like her mother might have finally been heard. You sure? No. Then why are we here? Because I can't leave it standing. Callie stood in front of the old barn, her hand curled tight around the matchbox. The wind moved low through the grass, slow, like it knew what was coming. It held her, the woman said. I know. It sheltered her. I know that too. It didn't fail her. It outlived her. The woman took a step back. So did you. Callie didn't speak. You don't have to do this. I think I do. She struck one match. It fizzled, burned short, died. Try again. I'm not ready. Then wait. I've waited too long. The woman looked toward the tree line. No one followed. Not yet. She said it felt like a mouth. She said it screamed without sound. She also said it saved her. Then maybe this is mercy. Callie struck another match. Hold it up. I watched it dance. Where do you start? The post she carved her name into. You sure? That's where she started. The woman didn't move. This place, it's not just hers. I know. It's yours now too. I don't want it. Doesn't matter. It remembers you. Callie stepped into the barn. The light followed her in like it was scared to go too far. She walked to the beam, third from the left, ran her fingers over the old carving. Say it again, the woman said. Lena Mayfield. Louder. Lena Mayfield. Again. Lena Mayfield. The wind caught the edge of the barn. Boards groaned. The roof hissed. Dust rained down like old breath. She said fire was the only thing they listened to. She wasn't wrong. Callie held the match low. She was 17. And silent. She screamed in this corner. And still no one came. She touched the floor. Cold. Now they'll hear. The woman spoke softly. She forgave you, you know. For what? For surviving. Callie didn't reply. She lit the match. The flame caught fast on the dry hay piled beneath the beam. It hissed like it had been waiting. Are you sure about this? The woman asked again. No. Then why keep going? Because I never got to bury her right. They stepped back. The fire rose, slowly. First a glow, then a crackle, then a roar. Step outside. Not yet. Callie. She stood in this fire once. I will too. She didn't stay. I won't either. The flames reached the rafters. Smoke clawed the air. Now, the woman said. Callie stepped out. Her hand trembled. The fire licked behind her like it wanted to hold on. They watched it take shape. The barn groaned like a body giving up. Nails popped, boards dropped. You smell it. Cedar, rope, ash. Same as back then. Same as always. Callie watched the beam fall. It hit hard. Her mother's name vanished in the flame. She's free now. She always was, just never knew it. Sirens far off. They'll come. Let them. They'll ask questions. Let them. You'll be blamed. I already was. You'll be feared. I already am. The woman turned to her. Do you regret it? No. You scared? Yes. Good. That means you're still here. Callie whispered. I did it for her. The woman whispered back. You did it for you. The roof caved. Sparks flew. The trees blinked orange and red. They'll call this destruction. They'd be right. They'll call you dangerous. I am. Are you ready for that? I was born in a fire. I just didn't know I could light it too. Flames climbed higher. The air bent. The wood cracked like thunder. The barn leaned, collapsed in on itself. Callie didn't flinch. She would have smiled at this, the woman said. She would have cried too. Then she was human. Callie's hands shook. It's done. Number it's just started. The sirens neared, lights flashing through the dark. Go? No. Hide? No. Run? Never again. They stood still as the world arrived too late. You think the fire reached this far? No. It still smells like it did. Everything smells like it now. Callie stood near the well. The stones were warm, not from sunlight, from what they'd left behind. Smoke still curled in her lungs. Did you sleep last night? The woman asked. Not really. You dream. Same one. Her again. Always. What's she doing? Sitting right here. They stood quiet. The field didn't move. You bring the stones. In the bag. 3? 4. Callie knelt, opened the burlap sack, pulled out smooth, heavy stones, each one marked. You write names? Just initials. That's enough. It has to be. The woman crouched beside her. Where? Here. Why here? She said this was the only place her voice didn't echo back empty. Callie pressed the first stone into the dirt. LM. She'd like that, the woman said. She hated being full named. She hated a lot of things. Callie placed the second stone. MJ. Marla June. Is she your sister? She was. The third stone. RS. Rebecca Simmons. She wrote the first letter. She was the first to vanish. Callie held the last stone. No initials? The woman asked. Number this one's blank. For who? For the ones we don't know yet. The ones no one ever wrote down. The woman nodded. Good. Callie pressed it into the ground. 4 stones. Quiet. You think this matters? Yes. You think it heals anything? Number, but it marks it. Silence settled again. You want words? The woman asked. Number just quiet. The wind moved. The trees didn't. Callie finally whispered, They'll build again. I know. Another barn. Another lie. Not if we stay loud. I'm tired of being loud. Then let the stones speak for a while. Callie looked down. She'd want something here. She's got it. A name's not enough. It's all some of us get. They sat by the well. The stone rim cracked, moss growing along the edge. Have you ever looked down there again? Yesterday. Still deep? Still dark. You think she's in there? Pieces. The woman brushed ash off her sleeve. You ever wish you didn't come here? No. Even after all this? Especially after. Are you staying? For now. Where'll you go? Don't know. You're not a ghost, Callie. I feel like one. You're breathing. Not the same thing. They sat in the dirt, the kind of dirt that holds stories but never tells them unless someone's willing to kneel. Are you hungry? No. Lying? Maybe. Come back when you want food. I'll wait a while. The woman stood. Are you done here? No. Okay. The woman walked back through the field, boots slow in the grass. Callie stayed behind. She whispered again. Lena Mayfield. No wind, no voice, no echo. Just the silence she wanted. Not the silence of fear, just silence. You sleep. A little. You dream. No. Liar. The woman poured water into the kettle. Her hand moved slowly. Her eyes didn't lift. You hear the rain? She asked. Yeah. It's soft today. It won't stay. Callie sat at the table. Her bandages were looser now. Her fingers are stiff, but healing. Still hurt? The woman asked. Some. You need a salve. I'm used to it. Used to hurting? Yeah. The woman turned. You shouldn't be. I know. They didn't speak for a minute. The kettle hissed. You think the sheriff meant it? Callie asked. Which part? The badge. He didn't drop it, but he held it differently. Callie nodded. That's something. He won't fix what was done. He knows he can't. They sipped in silence. Have you eaten yet? The woman asked. No. Want to? Not really. You should. I will later. The woman sat across from her. Are you staying? I don't know. You have somewhere else? No. Then you're staying. Callie looked toward the window. The field's quiet. It usually is. No crows. They don't come here. They know. They remember. Callie rubbed her fingers. Feels strange. What? Not being hunted. You still are, just not by the same things. Callie looked at her. What do I do now? Whatever you want. I don't want anything. You will. When? When it stops burning. Callie exhaled. She'd have liked you. She didn't. She did. She was scared of me. She trusted you. The woman shrugged. That's different. No, it's not. They listened to the rain. Does she ever talk about what she wanted? The woman asked. Sometimes. What did she say? She wanted to be alone, but not lonely. She was both. I know. Callie stood. I walked to the door. You feel it? What? The quiet. I hear it. It's different now. Yeah. Callie stepped onto the porch. The wood creaked under her boots. The woman followed. Are you going somewhere? Just the fence. They walked together, down the path, past the mailbox, toward the rail where the quilts used to hang. You used to dry fabric here? Callie asked. Years ago. For who? Widows, wives, girls who ran. Callie touched the fence. She said it smelled like her first good sleep. She curled up right there. By the cedar post? Yeah. She never told me that. She never told you a lot. She didn't get time. They stood at the fence. Wind moved through the grass. The sky tried to lighten. You hear that? Callie whispered. No. Listen. The woman closed her eyes. Knocking? Yeah. Where? Nowhere. You remember the first knock? I remember yours. You scared? Then? Now. No. Callie looked at her hands. She said knocks meant you were still worth answering. She wasn't wrong. They walked back to the house. You still got the old coat? Callie asked. In the chest. She always remembered it. It had holes. She didn't care. They reached the porch. The woman sat on the top step. Callie stood still. You think she's here? In pieces. She said she'd follow me if I ever stopped listening. Have you? No. Then she's here. Callie sat beside her. The rain let up. Just a mist now. Are you afraid it'll happen again? She asked. Already is. Somewhere. Not here. Number not this week. Callie reached into her pocket, pulled out a folded paper. What's that? The last name. Whose? My brother's. The woman stared. You never said his name. Didn't feel right. What is it? Isaac. Where is he? Gone. Gone how? Adopted. Sold. Disappeared. Pick one. You think he remembers? I hope not. They sat quiet again. You gonna find him? Maybe. You want to? Yes, but I don't know what I'll say. Start with your name. Which one? Both. Callie smiled. He'd be older than me now. Not always. No. They heard tires, gravel shifting, a slow approach. Are you expecting someone? No. You want to go inside? No. A truck pulled up. Sheriff's. He stepped out, hat in hand, moved slowly. Are you nervous? Callie asked. No. Liar. The sheriff reached the porch, stopped at the bottom step. You burn it? He asked. Yes. Why? She asked me to. He looked at the woman. You let her? She didn't ask. He nodded. Good. He pulled something from his coat, placed it on the railing. Are you leaving that? Callie asked. I think I should. His badge. Face up. Number scratched. Edge cracked. You sure? She asked. No. You think it matters? Only if I don't pick it up again. He turned to go. Stopped. I looked back. You got something to say? Yeah. Go on. She remembered you. He didn't move. I remember her too. He walked back to the truck, got in, drove off. They watched him leave. Does that mean anything? Callie asked. Maybe. You want it? No. Callie picked it up. Cold. Heavy. She held it in her palm. I looked at it. I turned it in, set it down again. What now? Are you hungry? Yeah. They went inside. The house smelled like rain and wood and warmth. Callie sat at the table. The woman brought her bread, butter, tea. They ate in silence. Then a knock at the door. They looked at each other. Callie stood. I walked over. I opened it. No one. Just the wind. Just the quiet. She smiled. I closed it slowly, sat down again. The woman asked, "You okay?" Callie nodded. Her burned fingers rested in the woman's hand. "I am now."